Hey, before you even think about browsing content, picture this. You hit power and the screen docent just turn on, it welcomes you in. That's the moment you realize your old TV was holding back the experience you deserve. This is for the kind of person who notices when colors look flat, when motion feels just a hair behind, when dialogue docent sit right in the sound mix. You read not impressed by size alone, you care about presence, clarity, and that visceral feeling when every scene pops with intention. Before you dive deeper, take a moment and check the current price and availability. TVs with this level of performance and tech stay quietly in stock for long, and waiting usually means paying more or missing out. You didn't wake up one day just wanting a bigger screen. It happened over time, those moments when your favorite movie looked okay but not incredible, when sports motion felt jittery, or when your sound didn't match the emotion on screen. At some point, you realized you were tolerating limitations that shouldn't exist anymore. The first time you actually watch something on this, there's a subtle but unmistakable shift. Colors are richer. Contrast gets deeper without crushing detail. Motion feels smoother because the panel and processing actually keep up. And audio, object tracking sound Lite docent just fill the room with places sound where it matters, so every line of dialogue lands with clarity and every soundtrack feels purposeful. Gaming feels immersive not just because of the size, but because visuals stay crisp and responsive. Movies feel cinematic, like the director's intent finally gets delivered instead of diluted. Even everyday shows and streaming look more intentional because the Q4 AI Gen1 Processor docent just upscale, it interprets scenes in ways that feel natural and detailed. Once you experience that level of immersion, every time you look at lesser TVs you remember what it felt like when motion was smooth and colors felt accurate, not washed out or exaggerated, and you come right back here because compromise starts to feel unacceptable. If this is on your radar, check stock again now. These models tend to move quickly once people recognize the value. You might wonder if the upgrade is worth it. That doubt melts away once you see how bright everything looks, how shadows hold detail, how bright moments hit without glare, how sound seems to come from the scene instead of just from speakers. And the unexpected benefit. Even content you've watched 100 times suddenly feels new because it finally gets the presentation it always deserved. Picture feels vibrant and true motion feels smooth and controlled, sound feels placed, not just loud, upscaling feels smart and seamless, your space feels elevated, not ordinary. It does benefit from good lighting control. And once you live with this level of picture and presence, basic TVs just start to feel like a memory. At some point, you stop circling specs and go with what your eyes and ears already wanted. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you delay and then think about later with a sigh. If you're ready for content that finally feels like it was meant to be seen and heard, the Samsung 65-inch Q7F turns that potential into everyday reality.